AOPS Volume 1, The Basics. Number 12. A and B are positive real numbers. Given log A of B is equal to log B of A and B doesn't equal to 1, and A is not equal to B, find the product of A and B. To approach this question, let us utilize our power to suppose certain variables for the logarithmic expressions. And generally, when you're trying to solve for a question like these that involve the usages of finding certain variables, it is good to assume, as a general rule of thumb, certain things that we wish to find for. So we're trying to prove that log A of B is equal to log B of A in order to find the A times B quantity. So let us assume log A of B to be equal to X and log B of A to be equal to Y. And actually, let us not assume Y, because we already given that the two quantities are equal, so this will also be equal to X. So by definition, A's of X will be equal to B, and B's of X will be equal to A. And with these two expressions, what we can do is, well, how are we supposed to manipulate these two equations in order to find the product of A and B? Well, to find the product of A and B, we can attempt to multiply these two equations together to obtain A's of X times B's of X is equal to A times B. But you see here that this is an explicit expression. It's not telling us any necessary information. So let us try to simplify this equation further. This becomes AB to the x power is equal to AB. Now you might think that, oh, well, if we look at this expression, x must be equal to 1. But is this really correct? Because if x is equal to 1, that means A will be equal to B. Therefore, x cannot be equal to 1. So what can x be equal to in order to get A and B? Or is there another way to manipulate this equation? And the answer is yes. We can divide both sides by AB to get AB raised to the x minus 1 power is equal to 1. And now what we can see here is we can either have x is equal to 1, or we can have AB is equal to 1. And when x is equal to 1, we just shown you that that is not possible, because if that, it will violate one of our conditions. Therefore, A times B must be equal to 1, the answer for this question.